Have you ever stopped to think that some foods sitting in your refrigerator or pantry can be true allies for your longevity? Look, many people over 70 end up focusing only on medications and completely forget the power that food has for our health. Today, I'll show you 6 surprising foods that can help you live longer and with much better health. And the last one on the list? It's a golden spice that's revolutionizing studies on healthy aging. Get ready to discover how small changes in your diet can completely transform your quality of life after 70. Food 1. Salmon. Let's start by talking about wild salmon. You know that feeling of constant fatigue, those joint pains that seem endless? Often this is related to inflammation in your body, and that's where wild salmon comes in. What happens is that many elderly people have a diet poor in omega-3, and this greatly increases inflammatory processes in the body. Over the years, this chronic inflammation damages your joints, your heart, and even your brain. Wild salmon is extremely rich in omega-3, especially EPA and DHA, which are 2 types of fatty acids that directly fight inflammation. And that's not all. They also help keep your brain healthy, reducing the risk of cognitive problems. How to incorporate it into your routine? It's quite simple. Try to include salmon in your meals at least twice a week. You can prepare it baked with a little lemon and herbs, or even as a spread for whole grain bread at breakfast. And look, if you're enjoying these tips and want to receive more content about nutrition for a long and healthy life, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Every week there's new content to help you live better after 70. And do you know what pairs perfectly with salmon? Our next item, food 2, walnuts. And here's a question. Did you know that this small food can be a great ally for your heart? Many people over 70 worry about high cholesterol and blood pressure, but end up resorting only to medications. The problem is that, with advancing age, the walls of blood vessels naturally lose elasticity, and our body produces more bad cholesterol. Walnuts come in as a natural solution for this. Rich in monounsaturated fatty acids and omega-3, walnuts help reduce LDL cholesterol, the bad one, and increase HDL, the good one. Additionally, they contain antioxidants that fight cellular aging. A Harvard University study showed that people who eat walnuts regularly live, on average, 2 years longer. A practical tip: put a small handful of walnuts, about 5 units, in your natural yogurt in the morning or as an afternoon snack. If you have difficulty chewing, try lightly crushing them and adding them to soups or salads. Another amazing benefit of walnuts is that they contain natural melatonin, which can help improve your sleep. Something that many of us over 70 know can be a challenge. If you're enjoying these tips, leave your like on the video. Your interaction helps this content reach more amazing people like you. And now let's move on to a food that is pure creaminess and health. Food 3, avocado. How many times have you heard that fat is bad and avoided this food? This is one of the biggest misconceptions when talking about healthy eating after 70. What happens is that our body continues to need good fats to function properly, especially to absorb important vitamins and keep the skin hydrated. With aging, skin naturally becomes drier and thinner, and many elderly people suffer from excessive dryness. Avocado is rich in healthy monounsaturated fats that help maintain the body's internal hydration. Additionally, it contains lutein, which protects eye health, a crucial benefit after 70, when vision problems tend to appear. 1 tablespoon of avocado per day already brings benefits. You can mash it and spread it on bread at breakfast, add it to salads, or make a delicious guacamole for an afternoon snack. Tell me here in the comments, do you already include avocado in your diet? Have you noticed any difference in your health or your skin? I love reading your experiences to share with our community. But let's move forward, because now we're going to talk about a superfood that perhaps you haven't tried yet. Food 4, quinoa. This small grain might seem new to many, but it was already considered sacred by Andean peoples thousands of years ago. And they were right. One of the biggest challenges after 70 is maintaining muscle mass. Muscle loss, or sarcopenia, affects about 30% of people over 70 and can lead to falls, fractures, and loss of independence. Quinoa is one of the rare plant foods that contains all essential amino acids, being a complete protein, something very difficult to find outside of meats. It's also rich in magnesium, which helps maintain bone health, and in fiber, which aids in intestinal function. How to prepare? It's simpler than it seems. Wash the quinoa well and cook 2 parts water to 1 part quinoa for about 15 minutes. It can replace rice in any meal or be used in salads and soups. An extra tip: mix quinoa with colorful vegetables and a little olive oil for a nutritious and light lunch. And if you're enjoying these tips and want to transform your health through nutrition, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Every week I bring scientific news and specific recipes for those who want to live longer and better after 70. And now, let's talk about a tiny food with gigantic benefits. Food 5. Chia seeds. Small in size, but giant in benefits. A very common problem after 70 is intestinal constipation. With age, the intestine naturally becomes slower, and many common medications at this stage of life worsen this condition. What now? Many people don't know is that chia contains an impressive amount of soluble and insoluble fibers. When they come in contact with liquids, these seeds form a gel that facilitates intestinal transit in a natural and gentle way. Additionally, chia is one of the richest plant sources of omega-3, which, as we already mentioned, fights inflammation. It also contains calcium in an amount greater than milk proportionally, an essential nutrient to maintain bone health after 70. 1 tablespoon of chia per day is enough to feel the benefits. You can add it to your yogurt, juice, or smoothie. A golden tip is to soak a spoonful of chia in water overnight and consume it in the morning with fruits. Have you tried including chia in your diet? Share your experience here in the comments. Your tips can help other members of our community, and now we come to the most surprising item on our list. Food 6. Turmeric. This golden spice that has conquered science in studies about longevity. Turmeric contains a compound called curcumin, which is one of the most potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compounds found in nature. With aging, our body enters a state of low-grade chronic inflammation, what scientists call inflammaging. This is one of the main factors behind diseases such as Alzheimer's, arthritis, and cardiovascular problems. The curcumin in turmeric acts directly against this inflammation. Studies show that it can be as effective as some anti-inflammatory medications, but without the side effects. Additionally, recent research suggests that turmeric may help prevent age-associated cognitive decline. To maximize its benefits, always combine turmeric with black pepper, which increases its absorption by up to 2,000%. A pinch of turmeric in rice, soups, or even in a tea with a little honey and ginger can do wonders for your health. We've reached the end of our list, and I hope you've realized how small changes in your diet can have a huge impact on your quality of life after 70. Wild salmon, walnuts, avocado, quinoa, chia, and turmeric are powerful foods that fight inflammation, strengthen your body, and can add not just years to your life, but life to your years. A revolution in your diet isn't necessary. Start by including one of these foods per week in your routine and observe how your body responds. The key is consistency. And now I want to know, which of these 6 foods surprised you the most? Or is there another food that you already consume and feel makes a difference in your health? Share here in the comments so we can all learn together. If you liked this content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Next week, I'll bring a list of simple exercises that can be done at home to maintain mobility even after 80. You won't want to miss it. Thank you very much for watching up to here. Remember, it's never too late to take care of your health and live with more quality. See you in the next video.